All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Making a little bit of a later than usual video tonight because we actually had a little bit of information when it comes to the Seahawks and their offensive coordinator search. And it's not a lot, right? It's not anything earth shattering. It's not anything that indicates a hire is imminent or, God forbid, the hire itself. But it is news and it's pretty compelling. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this along. Probably not a very long video. According to Jonathan Jones of CBS Sports, and this has been passed around the all the NFL rumor mills on X and across the internet. I have it here from NFL Trade Rumors website, but it does come from Jonathan Jones, so there is some degree of there is some aspect of credibility there. The Seattle Seahawks have interviewed Adam Stenavich for their offensive coordinator spot. So if you're wondering what was going on, this is what is going on. I think there was a sense among a lot of Seahawks fans that the team wasn't doing anything, that the team wasn't active, that the team was dragging their heels, that the team was just kind of sitting back and not being proactive in the search. Maybe people didn't want to coach for him. Maybe they just were being very picky. I don't know. There was a lot of different stuff being passed around about why the Seahawks hadn't hired somebody and why their interview list wasn't getting longer. Well, the interview list just got one longer that we know of. Remember, it was said a while back by Brady Henderson that there were interviews happening that weren't being released to the public. But this one is now released to the public. Adam Stenavich of the Green Bay Packers. Very, very hot candidate this cycle, in my opinion. One of my favorites. Probably my favorite of the candidates that do not have play calling experience, which I know is a sticking point for a lot of people. And it is a sticking point for me. But Stenavich has come up in the ranks in Green Bay really well. Really impressed with his resume. Done some great stuff. He has done some offensive line stuff before, which I do tend to be a little bit concerned about. But the fact that he has been the Packers offensive coordinator these last few years under a genius like LaFleur makes me feel a lot better about it. I've spoken about Stenavich at length before, but the bottom line is this. That Green Bay offense is put together beautifully. It makes life as easy as possible for the quarterback by building it all out of play action, screens, and rollouts. There are very few actual straight dropbacks in Green Bay's offense, and I want some of that. Think about what LaFleur has done so far. Since he got to Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers looked like he was at the end of the line. He did. If you go back and look at Aaron Rodgers' numbers and performance in 2018 and even the few years prior to that, it looked like he was at the end of the line. And LaFleur went in there, and Rodgers won 2 more MVPs under LaFleur. And the Packers were a 13-14 win team again. So Rodgers looked like he was about to be on his way out of the league. Like, there were some genuinely lackluster performances from him for a few years there. And then LaFleur was able to win 2 league MVPs with him and come very close to making another Super Bowl. And then after Aaron Rodgers leaves, Jordan Love, and this is really the thing that jumps out to me. Jordan Love to me is a very mediocre quarterback. When he is asked to produce out of true pass sets, like straight dropbacks, he is, I don't even know if he's mediocre. He's probably well below mediocre. He turns the ball over a ton. He makes a lot of mistakes. He doesn't process the way you would like. A lot of problems with Jordan Love. So the Packers have built an offense where he doesn't have to do that very often. They do a ton of stuff that makes it very easy for him and just allows him to get by on his arm talent. So they do play action, they do screens, they do rollouts, and every now and then Jordan Love throws it deep. Every now and then he hits a big play because he does have the arm for it and he does have the willingness and ability to attack down the field. But to me, Jordan Love benefits tremendously from what they do offensively in Green Bay. And I want some of that. It's the same thing that Tampa Bay does with Baker Mayfield. Make everything as easy as possible for your quarterback and find ways to manufacture easy throws for him. And I want some of that. You can't get LaFleur, so you go get his OC. Stenavich has been there for a few years now. Offense has remained respectable. He came up as an offensive line coach in Green Bay for a little bit there as well. So there is a little bit of the Hank Fraley stuff that people like. Remember, that Green Bay offensive line does not invest big assets into their players. They don't have any first round picks there right now, but they get good results out of them typically. Partially because the play calling's good. But Stenavich is a risk that I would take. And it is a risk, don't get me wrong. Anybody with no play calling experience, you never know if they're going to be able to do it. And sometimes they don't learn how to do it until their second or third opportunity. But to me, the Stenavich tree, the Stenavich layers of experience are good enough to where I'm willing to overlook it almost completely if we get him as the play caller. So the list goes to 6. Kubiak, Brown, Fraley, who's now off the table, Udinsky, who I guess is interviewed with Tampa Bay now, so there is some other assorted interest, Byron Leftwich, and now Stenavich. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to rewatch the video I posted on Stenavich, you can go back. I posted it a few weeks ago. And I would be into this. I know that there's risk, but realistically, almost everything you do is a risk. And Stenavich's background is good enough to where I will take that chance, because if he works out, what he would build would probably make Geno look like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And I mean no hyperbole when I say that. Like, I'm serious. If you build an offense that gives Geno Smith over and over and over again easy reads and easy throws and manufactured big play opportunities, he will look phenomenal, I believe. So that's what I want. That's what everybody wants at the end of the day, but that's really what I want right now. And it also means that when the time comes for you to move off of Geno Smith, the next quarterback you bring in could be in a similar situation where he's able to look better than he is because the system is trying to make things simple for him. So I will take Stenavich and be very happy with it personally. Let me know what you guys think, though. I know that there's going to be a little bit of concern here. And let's face it, if this guy comes to Seattle and has a good season, he will probably be at the top of the list for head coaching jobs next year. So it could be one and done. That would be the other issue. But so be it, right? If Stenavich gets hired away because he was so good in 2025 with the Seahawks, I'll live with it. And then we'll just have that really good 2025 year, and then we'll go try to find somebody else. But I'd rather have the good 2025 year and then have to do something else than not have a good 2025. All right, see you guys later, Go Hawks. Catch you on Twitch later. I should be doing Indiana Jones tonight. Hope to see y'all there. Go Hawks. Adam Stenavich, man, one of my favorites.